Hello everyone, welcome back to another AnimEAZY video. And today, as you might have guessed, we are not doing PIVOT Animator. Yeah, now you know why we've got this weird and unfamiliar looking thumbnail or title screen here. That's because today we are making a video on Microsoft Kodu, the fun software that you can use to create games. Very simple 3D games. The 3D part is the most exciting one. Alright. So before we start, to those who are new to our channel, welcome to AnimEAZY. Here we are going to teach you how to animate using simple softwares like PIVOT Animator and Scratch, and we'll also teach you how to make little bits of code and also how to make fun games using Scratch again and Microsoft Kodu and others that we will discuss in the future. Now without further ado, let's begin by opening Microsoft Kodu. So you can install and download Microsoft Kodu just from the normal Microsoft store. You don't have to download it from some special website or Google. You can just download it from the store. Now very often Microsoft Kodu takes some time to open, but normally it is taking up too much time. Alright, so it's called Kodu Game Lab here. Now again, before we start, you might want to know what Microsoft Kodu is all about. Microsoft Kodu is all about making 3D games that require no code that you have to type in. So it's a very simple software, and yes, it is also very easy to use. Interface is also very easy to use. Now this is the I love that. This is the official Kodu character. This is called Kodu. Now, since this is the first video on Kodu, I'm going to make a new world. I don't need the words. Okay, new world. Let's create that. Alright. Now let us begin with the interface. This hand, this green hand you see here is the move tool. So you use the right mouse button to move it from top to bottom. You use the left mouse button to do this, move from left to right. Now you will know which tool is selected by looking at these, the one with the yellow bracket looking things. These are the selection pointers, so they will denote which tool is selected. This is the play game option. This is the home option. You might have guessed what that does. Now the play game option lets you preview your game. This is the object tool. It lets you add objects and characters. This is the path tool. It basically helps you create motion paths that your character can take. This is the ground brush, so you can make more ground. Like, of course, you're not going to be working just on this little bit. This is the hill tool, so it creates hills. This is the flatten or smoothen tool, and if you're using the spike tool, yeah, let's get onto that first. If you're using the spike tool, which creates tall spikes onto the ground, you can use this to smoothen them out and create a sort of tall mountain. This is the add water tool, so it will add water to the same altitude in every part of the game. This is the delete tool, so you use it to delete objects. These are the world settings. We will be discussing about those later in the video. Alright, so first of all, we have to begin with adding some more ground. Now you can select the shape of your ground here. So I'm going to select circle. I'm just going to make a circle, a hard round brush, and I'm going to change the ground type a little bit. So if you have a ground type selected and you click the down arrow key, then it turns into a smoother ground type. So now I have the smooth grass selected. Now I'm going to start adding ground. Yeah, so this is the smooth grass, and if you scroll, then you will notice that your brush size increases. You can also do the same by using the left or right arrow keys. And this thermometer looking thing here, it actually denotes how much space you have taken and how much more you can occupy. So if you have taken too much space, then it's going to turn red or orange or yellow depending on the amount of space. So let's make our ground brush a little bigger. Yes, that is sort of weird. It gets out into a circle. Okay, now we're going to click this. It has taken some time to load. I'm going to make it even bigger. And look at that, the thermometer thing just rose. Now this is a lot for a ground. Now let us reduce the size, and as a border we are going to be adding these spikes to make it circular. Alright. Hard round brush. Okay. Now let us start making some spikes on the borders. Yeah, so that's how the spikes look. You might have been thinking, yeah, those look dangerous actually. Like, guys, comment in the comment section down below how you would feel if you were a part of this game and you saw these spikes. I would feel pretty terrified. I'm just going to add them on one end of the island, which seems to be floating. So I'm just adding them on this end. Just going to make a rough semicircle here. And I also sort of hate that sound that comes. That grrr sound. It sounds like construction. Alright. I'm going to increase the brush size. And I'm going to make a huge spike right here. There you go. Oops. I'm going to undo this. Control Z does it. Okay. I'm just going to reduce the brush size and go all around the edges. Better, lot better. So there will be some gaps, but I suppose you can use those for looking out of the island. Well, you'll not see anything too special since the island is floating in the air. So it's nothing new. Just the sky. Okay. Now we have a well-bordered island. Right. Yes. Now we have an island with a proper border. Now let us make some mountains. Okay. So I'm going to do. Oops. Alright. I should. Okay. If you hold down space, then it switches back to the hand or the move camera tool until the time you release space again. So it's actually temporary. So it becomes the move tool temporary. Now I'm going to add the hills, short hills, not too tall, just tall enough or short enough rather to make it challenging for the character to climb up them, and also tall enough to make it easy at the same time. There you go. So that's sort of like a step ladder. Now we have some good hills. There you go. So now we can add our character. Also guys, I'm just going to show you what the flatten thing does. Look at that. The hill has gotten a lot smoother. There you go. Now let's add a character. So if you click anywhere, let's say we want to add the character right in the middle of our island. So we can add a Kodu. So we should begin with that. There you go. Now if we hover our mouse over that, then we can change his color. Let's turn him orange. So we're going to add a few trees. Let's add a big tree here. Another small tree here. Because What place cannot do without trees? Okay, so there are not going to be there are not going to be a lot of trees, but there will be just enough to show that this place has not gone through deforestation. Oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Tree. Okay. Now we're going to program Kodu. So if you right click on Kodu, then it's going to show the option program. Now this is the interesting part. There are two parts of a proper program. There is the when part and the do part. So it's an if then statement. If you've used Scratch, you will know what that is, but if you haven't, then we'll teach you later. So if you click on the plus sign, and then it comes like this. Now if you're using a gamepad, like a controller, or if you want to use a mouse, or if you're using a touch screen, then you can select any of these, but I am using a keyboard, so I'm going to press on keyboard, and I'm going to use the arrow keys to move. Keyboard plus arrow, and this is not, but we don't want this right now because not says that if this doesn't happen, then this will happen. Alright, so we're going to make it move, and now we're going to make him move sort of quickly. Now let's go on to the next line. When always, yeah, that's a weird thing to say, when always, but that means that it will happen all the time. Let's change our character view to first person, or rather let's do this. Keyboard and then letters F, it turns into first person, then keyboard letters I know it's sort of hard to understand right now, but this just means that if you press F on your keyboard, it will turn into first person. See, it does make sense. When F key on the keyboard is pressed, you will switch into first person. And next is, we're going to go to letters and we're going to click on more. Now since we've already used F, I've got to use some other letter for follow. So I'm going to say let's do Z. Keyboard Z, do, view, follow. Right, and when the last one here, bumped into objects, we're going to add an apple. Do, eat. So if you do the eat, it will ensure that you don't eat yourself, because Kodu has reported, the Kodu team has reported by themselves that there is a bug where if you don't give the eat thing, then you might eat yourself. That's weird, right? Cannibalism. So now we're going to press escape and get out of this, and now we're going to add the apple. Apple, and another apple, and another apple. So I'm going to program this tree on the hilltop. Oops. Yes. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. I'm going to program it. So when bumped into Kodu, and we're going to specify the color so that if there is two Kodus in the game, then it's just going to take the orange Kodu. Then we're going to make it settings. Wait. No, wait. Escape. Do Now we're going to cut this tile and we're going to select actions. We're going to do create, and this actually means that when Kodu will hit the tree, like this is normal logic. If you just punch an apple tree or shake an apple tree or any fruit tree, then obviously if there are ripe fruits, then they will fall. So if Kodu bumps into the tree, then it will make an apple fall. There you go. That's the logic. Now let's escape, and now we're going to play the game. Let's see how this turned out. And guys, do remember that this huge tree on the top of this hill is the one that makes the apples. Okay, so just so that the apples don't fall out, we're going to add some spikes here. I just noticed that they weren't developed over there. Just making sure that everything is well bordered. Now we're going to play our game. There you go. So we're going to zoom in and look at that. I'm using the arrow keys right now. There you go. So we're going to zoom into Kodu, and what we should do is that if you press ignore, then like it's not going to follow Kodu in. I'm going to press I. Look at that. If I press and hold I, it's not going to follow Kodu anymore. So I've pressed F here. Now we're in first person. I'm also going to teach you guys how to make Kodu do something when he eats the apple. So maybe like it will fill up his hunger bar or life bar if you're making a battle game of some sort or a strategy. Look at that. You heard that? You heard that? You heard that, guys? The sound. Now I'm going to show you guys the create one. So I'm going up the hill here. Remember the tree on the hill that makes magical apples? I hope they're not poisoned apples. This isn't Snow White. Okay. Now if we bump into this tree, did it create any apples? I think it did. Look at that. There's that little shield that's coming. Or was it that one? Seriously, don't remember which tree on the hilltop it was. Like I just remember that it was a tree on a hilltop. Maybe it's that one. It does look like it's that one. So I'm actually going to make both the trees do the same thing. Yeah, I did it on that one. Alright. So I'm going to select the object tool. Right click this program. I've got to do the whole thing once again. Program. So guys, I'm not going to explain this again. When bumped into Kodu, color, orange, tube, actions, create, apple. There you go. So now let us play. I'm going to switch back into first person. Yeah, now we've got to find the tree on the low hill. I think it's that one. No, it was a big tree. Alright. It's certainly not that one. Maybe it is this one. Maybe that's just the top. Okay, we've got to climb up. Yes, this is the one we are looking for. Alright. You heard that pop? Hear that? Hear that? Look at that. Look at that. Apples. Apples are falling out. So you can of course put a timer so that one apple falls every second. Yeah, now Kodu is going to have really big digestion problems if he eats all those apples. But still, I'll make him eat all those apples. Look at that, there's so many at the foot of the tree. Alright, so now we're going to save this. So you've learned how to make a proper game or use the feature features for making a proper game. So we're gonna name this as AnimEAZY tutorial 1. We're going to describe it. So I'm going to change it from middle element, saying a tutorial for basic Kodu programming. There you go. So we're going to save this. I'm going to put in tags, sort of adventurous. We can say it's unfinished. Let's say keyboard and mouse. So we're not going to put finished since it's not finished yet. There you go. And let's save this. There you go. And again, I'm going to teach you guys how to use the more complicated features like adding paths, adding water. Of course, the delete tool deletes all your characters. I'm not going to show that right now. And I'm also going to show you guys the world setting, like the fake glass walls and all those. But for now, that's the end of today's video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did find it useful, if you're using Kodu, then do tell me, and if you liked this video, then leave a like, and if you think our channel is nice, no one is restricting you from subscribing, right? So that's all for this video. I hope you liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.